Hello and welcome to Realm's Edge Gaming. As you might have heard, today was the Warhammer preview and it was entitled Decadence and Decay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look through what was revealed today. It was actually a really good preview, this one. There was loads happening for the 5 game systems that they were looking at. So we had Age of Sigmar, we had some 40k, we had Necromunda, we had Lord of the Rings, and we had Warhammer Underworld too. So it says here, welcome to our latest online preview. Over the next hour or so, we're going to be showing you loads of amazing new stuff. We've got lots of big reveals on the way for those gaming systems that we just spoke about. So grab some snacks, get yourself a drink, and settle down in front of the Twitch stream. So it came on about 1:45 in the UK, where I'm based. And it, as I said, lasted about an hour and a bit. With 15 minutes for each kind of like segment, and the two presenters spoke a little bit in a bit more depth about each one. So our first one is Rust to Rust, and we've got here, what's the last thing that you want to see when you open the viewport in the morning? Well, if you answered the Terminus Est while trembling in abject fear, then you have a lot in common with the inhabitants of the Charadon sector. And here is our animated trailer that they showed us. And I have to say, I was actually really impressed with the trailer. I think the quality of the kind of trailers that Warhammer, the community team, always put out is really high quality. So we'll have a play of it now and we will see what happens. There we go. I have to say, whoever did the voiceover for that, the voice acting was absolutely amazing. When the trailer was playing, it did definitely remind me of kind of Battlefleet Gothic. But I thought the concept of it was really interesting, and it was great to see Typhus make a return. So it says here, Typhus, wayward son of Mortarion, favoured of Nurgle, and host to this destroyer hive, seeks to exploit a weakened Imperium and claim the Forge world Metallica, great name by the way, for his own nefarious purposes. Standing against him are the Adeptus Mechanicus, and their epic battles will play out in Warzone Charadon, Act 1, the Book of Rust. Heroes will stand, worlds will fall, and an entire system stands on a knife edge. So I think what's really interesting here is that it's Act 1, so it definitely seems like there's going to be a few more books in these latest developments, and that front cover is really cool too. I think that was actually, it looks as though it was the kind of rumour engine that was released, because I think it was 5 days prior to the preview show. They did kind of like a countdown, and there was like a mini rumour engine for each one, and I think this was actually the last day, so the day one to go, where it had that picture, which is really cool. So it says there's more than just background to an epic war zone in here. So there's also new rules for Death Guard, Adeptus Mechanicus, Imperial Knights and Drukhari. More on them later on. Kind of remind me a bit of the kind of Broken Realms for AOS thing going on at the moment, where they're able to kind of, I suppose, put fixes in for rules, update certain factions, and I suppose also kind of make it more thematic for those of you that want to kind of follow the kind of concepts and the ideas and the battle plans in the book. So we've got the mission pack there, which looks really cool. It also mentioned that the Drukhari will be having their codex coming up, I think, in 2021. Yep, the first Xenos codex of 2021 makes the Drukhari faster and deadlier than ever before. So you'll see more attacks, higher damage, lethal combat output across the board. So if that's something that really interests you, and there are a couple of the stat lines there, I really suggest you come to the Warhammer community site and check it out. But we're going to move on. We've got the Codex Dark Angels there. Got some more kind of thematic rules, which is really interesting. And we went next to Necromunda. And we've got here Progress Through Technology, the House of Artifice revealed. So I thought this was... I don't play Necromunda, but this really did get me interested. I thought the models looked absolutely amazing. We will quickly play the trailer. Every time I see that, it just seems to get cooler each time. I think the thing that I like the most about those is the shields that the House of Van Sar are carrying. I can't really work out how they've done it. It seems as though it's like almost like a clear plastic. It kind of reminded me of the old Necron models with the Ghost Blasters, when they had that kind of iridescent green plastic, but this looks so much cooler. I think Games Workshop have done some kind of things with plastics, like see-through plastics in the past. They had the Sisters of Battle. There was the kind of one with the stained glass windows. But I think they've done it so tastefully, and the Heavy Metal team have done such a good job with the colour scheme of these new models. They look absolutely amazing. So this one definitely did get my interest to check out Necromunda in the future. So that was a really, really cool review. These reminded me a bit of the Vespid Stingwings that used to be in the Tau team. If I'm honest, I'm not too sure whether they are still a part of it. It might have been something from the past, really, but I don't know. I've kind of lost kind of touch with the Tau and what's going on for them at the moment. So we went on to our next preview, which was all about Lord of the Rings. And we discovered that the Treebeard had got a new model. I thought this was a really cool model as well. We'll just have a quick look at the preview video, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. There we go. I thought the model looks absolutely amazing. It was a really high quality trailer. I'll be honest, I don't play the Lord of the Rings game. I used to, back when it was the Fellowship of the Ring, and I think I did it kind of up to the Two Towers. But then kind of went more into, I think it was Warhammer Fantasy back then, and didn't really do too much with the Lord of the Rings. But that did look really cool. It says the first time that Treebeard has been seen in plastic. not only is it an incredible model, but also a force to be reckoned with on the tabletop. And we've got here, Treebeard even comes with the new models of Merry and Pippin, and you can have them seated on top of the Ents or separate. And I thought this was something that was really, really cool, and the presenters spoke about this on the live stream, and they were saying about how you might notice that Merry and Pippin look slightly bigger, and that's because they've been drinking Ent draft. So that would explain the reason why they are a little larger. So the level of detail that the team have gone when they've created this model is absolutely phenomenal. Maybe we'll see some people using this as a bit of a stand-in for the Truman Ancient, for the Sylvaneth. I think there should be some really cool conversions, using those two kits, something that would look really, really unique. I suppose if you wanted to, you could even kind of mash it up with the, or kit bash it with the Mega Gargants for the Sons of Behemoth, because that would be also really, really cool. If I'm honest with you, the two ones that I was most looking forward to this preview were the Warhammer Underworlds and the Age of Sigmar one, and they didn't disappoint. So let's move on, and I think the next one is our Warhammer Underworlds Diachasm. So it says, we know the Diachasm box set drops in just a few short weeks, and we're going to look at the first Warband expansion for the new season of Warhammer Underworlds. Get ready to hack, slash and zap your way to glory with Khagra's Ravagers. So we've already seen the Lumineth Realm Lords in the kind of starter kit, and that also came with the Slaanesh Mortals. So we've had 3, including this one so far. So I wonder which ones we'll see kind of coming up. Maybe some of the rumour engines will be answered, but let's take a look at Khagra's Ravagers because they look amazing. I have to say, I don't even play Slaves to Darkness as an army, but I'm actually going to be picking up a set of them just because of how cool they look as a painting project. They look absolutely amazing. In the live stream, they were saying that I think this lady here is the leader, if I remember correctly, of the war band. And that model is absolutely amazing. Each time I look at it, I can see other little bits of detail. Again, the heavy metal team have done such a good job with painting the miniatures because they look phenomenal. The edge highlighting so crisp. I love the details on the base as well. They're just so full of character and thematic. I think my favourite, well, it's really hard to actually choose one to be honest, but Zarsha, this one, looks absolutely amazing. And I think from what they said in the live stream is that the previous one, the two characters we've just seen, the two ladies, are actually related. And I really like the point that they made on the live stream that they've done something with the plastic here, so it's actually, it looks like the magical flames kind of floating in the centre there of the 8-pointed Chaos Star, but it's actually pinned behind with one of the spikes. So again, the design team have done such a good job with these models. They look absolutely phenomenal. And again, I think I can see some amazing conversion work, kit bashing that could be done with these. I sincerely hope that we're going to get one of the Warhammer TV painting tutorials because there looks to be so much scope with these miniatures. Look absolutely phenomenal. Let's take a look at the other two Slaves to Darkness Chaos Warriors here. And then finally the last one. I think this was one of the rumour kind of engines on the countdown to the 5th day when it had the scaly skin, and I think there was loads, myself included, people that thought it could be a Corsair or, you know, possibly the Umbraneth making an appearance. But some people, some of the eagle-eyed kind of people on the forum said that they thought it was going to be a cloak, and it was possibly people predicted that it would be the Warhammer Underworld Warband, because, you know, we'd seen the Seraphon, we'd seen one of the chameleon skinks, that this would kind of tie in nicely with it, and I suppose to some extent it does. I seriously can't wait for the Seraphon Warband to be revealed in its entirety, because I was so disappointed when Seraphon got their Battletome released and they didn't have any new miniatures. Like, I'd fully hyped myself up for it, and the endless spells as well, and I'd like predicted, oh, it's going to be this, that and the other, and I was so excited. And when they just got the kind of terrain piece, I kind of didn't believe that was just it. I thought, oh, you know, there's going to be something else, and there's going to be from the Hammerhall Herald, oh, you know, it's going to be a big release, and it got to like Friday of like before the pre-order, and nothing had arrived, and I think that's when I kind of finally admitted that, you know what, it is just that. But not to say it wasn't bad, the Realm Shaper engine is amazing, but I really had kind of hoped for a bit more, because some of like the old Croxigus sculpts, the kind of cold ones, I can't remember what they're called now, I think is it the cold ones, look kind of goofy in comparison with some of the newer models, and you just think, you kind of see what they did with the chameleon skink and how cool it looked, and how much work, how many kind of new things look amazing, and they could do such a good job with that. So I seriously can't wait for Seraphon to get some new models. But moving on to our final review of the kind of preview, and it was the Warhammer the Age of Sigmar, and I think, in my opinion, they saved the best to last. So, the path to excess. It could be none other than Slaanesh. We had Decay and Decadence. So we had the Decay at the beginning with Typhus, and now we're moving on to Decadence to finish off with. And we get to see the return of someone from the old world. And once again, I think the Warhammer community team knocked it out of the park with their trailer. Let's take a look.
Incredible, talented, deadly, and beautiful champion of chaos there has ever been. Now, I'm back, and I'm more magnificent than ever.
It's absolutely brilliant. It's just so over the top. Absolutely love that one. It's brilliant. So it's the return of Sigvald. And I have to be honest, I had to watch this one again because I was so kind of blown away by the Sigvald model that I kind of didn't even really register the other Slaanesh models that were there. They were kind of an afterthought after the amazing creation that is Sigvald. And there were so many comments during the preview about people saying about the heavy metal painter, whoever it was, did such a good job, you know, and I can't help but agree. It's such a good paint job on that model, considering we've got the old model there, which did look really good, and they've just turned up to 11. It's absolutely brilliant. There we go. If we just go down a bit more, we'll reveal the base. It's amazing, and I've got no doubts whatsoever that we'll definitely be seeing this, you know, in Golden Demon entries, in Armies on Parade, because it's just fabulous. I love how they've kind of got those nods to Slaanesh, but it's just there's just, every time I look at it, I just see something else that I've missed. Just an absolutely phenomenal model. I'm sure we're going to see so many amazing kind of paint jobs and designs on this. And I think this was actually one of the rumour engines, if I remember correctly. It's kind of got that hilt there. I think I predicted this one wrong in my the one about the Wraith Fleet or Vampire Coast coming to AOS. I think I kind of thought maybe it could be a kind of piratical sword, Luther Harken, but it turns out that was just wishful thinking. It is Sigvald. Okay, so it wasn't just him who we had returning to the mortal realms, because he was a character from the world that was. And I think it's amazing that we are getting some of those old characters joining us back in AOS, and there's a few that I would really love to see return. Perhaps it's one that I could make a video on coming up about characters that I'd love to see joining us back in the Age of Sigmar universe. I'd love to hear from you below in the comments. Have you got anyone that you'd like to see join us from the world that was, with an updated model and rules? So it says here, of course, we couldn't show such a magnificent character without also giving you a peek at some of the forces he'll be commanding. First up are the Myrmidesh Painbringers. That's not just a clever name either. Armed with wicked scimitars, this is a unit that will definitely be bringing the pain. They kind of reminded me of the old Dark Elf models, not in a bad way, like the Executioners with the kind of gold ornate armour, and then I think with the kind of purple Nagaroth Knight scheme. I think it was just the kind of gold and purple that made me really think of that old unit back from the, I suppose they're not really old, I think you can still get the models really, for the Harkoron Force or for the Cities of Sigmar, but these look amazing. Again, so many details that are kind of just like hidden, and it really is like over the top, elaborate, flamboyant design, you know, so befitting of Slaanesh. I think that was one of the points they actually drew the attention to during the live stream, was how they'd kind of thought about having a cushioned, luxurious kind of guard there. You know, only Slaanesh would do such a thing. Can't imagine Khorne doing that. All the jewels on the armour just look fabulous. Again, I'd love to see a kind of paint scheme tutorial for these, because I'd love to kind of have a go at creating. I think these are ones that, again, don't collect Slaanesh, but it really did kind of make me think, you know what, I wouldn't mind getting just a box of these models to have a go at painting them, because they're just lovely. And then there are the Simbaresh Twin Souls. So basically these are mortals who have forged dark pacts with the lesser demons of Slaanesh, and they share bodies in return for a measure of their power. I guess it was kind of like a twisted version of the, you know, the Sylvaneth, the ones, is it the Spiked Tree Revenants, but maybe slightly darker than them if that's possible. And these look really cool as well. I like how the faces look a bit warped, and that kind of Wolverine glove there looks fantastic. And I really like how that was kind of a nod to the, is it the terrain piece or the Endless Spell? They've kind of got that design. I think it might be their terrain piece. I really like how they've tied it in. We've got one with a whip. It looks really cool as well. I like these little potion bottles, and I'm sure there'll be some kind of poison or something horrific in there, no doubt. And there with a long tongue too. So that concludes the roundup from the Decay and the Decadence. I think there were no more models other than those ones. They did say that there was going to be another preview coming up in, I think, early-ish December, but that was going to be focused more on the Black Library and some new upcoming books that were going to be released. But that concludes the Decay and Decadence preview that was released today. And I'd love to hear your opinion. Did you watch the live stream too? What did you think of it? Did it live up to your expectations? Or was there something that you thought was maybe missing? Please drop me a comment below and let me know what you thought. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel too, that would be absolutely amazing. But until next time, we'll catch up soon. So happy wargaming, and we'll speak soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.